All right, we're here with Tool Tuesday podcast number 51 with Bryce Hudson and Turbo Nuts, obviously. This podcast is brought to you, as always, by Stroker Industries, who make the trigger, push button fluid control for your race jug. They also make Spit Shine, which is a silicone spray, fog out for the inside of your goggles, and they have a dry chain lube coming out, and eMOTOcons, which is motocross emojis for your iPhone. Sorry, only for iPhone yet. And that's it. So what we're gonna do is join the call with Nick and Bryce. Eventually.
If you know the area.
There we go.
Boom. We're on.
Boom.
Right?
Yeah, we're on the internet.
And he's eating ice.
Oh yeah, sorry you can hear me chewing in there. I got a good microphone apparently, dang.
That's why I would put mine on. Like, he sounds good. I'm putting my headphones on.
Yeah. That's the rule. You gotta have your microphones on.
Well, where are yours then? What the hell? You
Well, I got a big gnarly mic.
Oh, you got the real mic. I don't have one of those.
Yeah. So.
Dang.
I probably just made a ton of noise picking that up and moving it, and people are gonna be like, ah.
Nah.
They're already dropping off.
They're already getting out of here. They're like, cause all this noise. So Bryce Hudson, you have been in X Games several times, or you did that whole season they did international X Games, right?
Well, yeah, but it didn't really count. I was invited for it, and then I did the first round in Brazil. I did actually half the first round in Brazil. I did step up, and then I won. That was my rookie event. Then the next day, I was practicing for speed and style, and I crashed in practice and grenaded my foot real bad. So I was out the rest of the season. I didn't get to do the rest of the stops, which sucked. So I was invited for them, but I didn't really get to compete in them. So yeah.
I didn't realize. I knew that you won the first one, but I didn't realize that that's the only one that you got to do.
Yeah, no, that was it. Was Brazil, and then I was scheduled to do all the other ones, Spain. I forgot where else they went, Germany, and some other ones. And then I actually did catch the last round when they came back to Los Angeles, which was like 6 or 8 months later. But my foot was still in pieces. I think I could barely ride. So I mean, I rode, but I did horribly, I think. But now they're just back to one a year. Actually, I lied. Now they have Australia this year, so they have 2 again.
That's
So
right.
that'll be exciting.
Australia's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Gotta go.
Yeah, don't you think? I mean, as far as them for an event, like, why weren't they doing X Games in Australia a long time ago?
I don't know. If you think about it, all the motocross athletes are Australian anyways. Half of the time we invite all of them here, so it's probably a hell of a lot cheaper for them to have the 4 or 5 Americans come out there and compete.
Probably at this point, huh? Over the last couple of years, it changed.
Yeah, it really has. But overall, I think it'll be cool. I think actually the hype over there will probably be pretty good. Everyone's into action sports, and I think it should be a good turnout. And I've never been to Australia, so it's a good excuse to go.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah.
The best
Somebody comes back from Australia complaining.
No, not unless you catch something permanent, but.
Alright, well, that's a possibility. Even then, only half those people are complaining.
Yeah. Or they're just not complaining because they're embarrassed. They're not complaining.
Or, since it's Australia, they're just dead.
They're just dead. They never made it back. Black Mamba, or I don't know what's
Exactly. Some spider, monkey got them. Who the hell knows? Infection from monkey bite.
So I take it you've never been to Australia, or maybe you have?
I have not.
Never? Yeah.
No. I'm bummed about it, but...
Last I think I saw you, Clint, you had a busted foot or a busted femur or something.
Yeah,
you were hopping around. I forgot where you were.
Yeah, that was Atlanta. Nitro Circuit. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, Atlanta Nitro Circus, I want to say.
Yep.
And
That's right.
Yeah, I was on crutches. That was only a couple months, 2 months after breaking my femur, 3 months.
Mm-hmm. Bummer.
Yeah, there
Oh, you
wasn't
guys
any.
are scrolling through my Instagram there. Got some cool shots.
Yeah,
Creeper.
yeah.
Just hang out with photographers because these are all good pictures.
Yeah. Actually, I do hang out with a lot of photographers.
Can you zoom in on his? Can you zoom in on his ass there, Clint?
Yeah, look at the bump whip.
Got me.
Taking it to Whip It Wednesday to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Gotta get off.
Yeah. Most of these shots are out of my buddy Jared McNeil's house, another Australian. So.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah. Yeah, you've probably heard of him a couple times. So he's a little shredder. Get to go rip up his backyard. Thankfully, he makes enough money that he could buy a house with a playground and let all his friends come play in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Somebody's got to be successful.
you grew up in California?
I did. So I grew up in Oceanside, kind of like a little north of San Diego, you could say. And then I grew up there my whole life till I was about 21. And then my family moved up to Utah right around that time, Salt Lake City. And then I decided to stay down here. That's kind of when my motorcycle career was taking off. And so I moved out of the Oceanside area up to Temecula. And then I've been living in the Temecula-Murrieta area for forever since then. So last 8-9 years, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it down here. Traveled a lot of places, but Southern California's got my heart. I like it here.
Well,
You're in the right spot for what you do.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Even though I don't really do it too much anymore, it's still the right spot.
Nick, what are you doing?
Um,
Nick's making a lot of noise over there.
Is that making noise?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't sit still. You know
Your
this.
soda can or whatever you're moving. Or you got your phone propped up on the soda can?
Here, it's this. Is it that?
Oh, no, it's not.
It's this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not even using the right fucking microphone. Let's go back to what Bryce is doing.
You're looking at it, sitting on the couch chilling.
No,
You
most
been doing
people are
shows?
most people are looking at you airing out some dunes right now and people cheering you on.
Oh, so they're not actually seeing my face right now.
Not at the moment.
Oh, so actually, okay, so what you're showing on that screen is what people see.
Yeah.
Oh, check out that cool photo. That's way back in the day, my buddy Zach's house.
You got 199 on that Suzuki?
Dude, I was the biggest Pastrana fan. You name it. Yeah, I had a 199 on there, and just wanted to do tricks, man. So we set up these ramps, and we set that bamboo pole up, and then we put tape every foot up it, so we could see how high we were
Nice.
jumping.
How
That
high
is
did you
awesome.
go?
You know, so just kid stuff, and I remember having that shot, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I put it on my school binder everywhere. I was telling everybody about it.
That's a big no for the can. That's the one I was always trying to do.
Yeah, so it was fun times back then, huh? Not a care in the world.
How old were you?
How old am I now?
Were you there when you started doing tricks?
That was probably 13, 14 maybe,
Nice.
something like that. So, but yeah, all these photos, I mean, I used to go riding and then collect a bunch of content, and I'll span it out and make it look like I'm riding for an extended amount of time. You know, gotta make the sponsors and everybody happy.
I did notice that everything had the same gear. I'm like, this guy's always dialed with his gear here.
Well, I do only have one set of gear. Well, I mean, it's Canvas MX gear, so they custom made some stuff. It's like a grip clean version of it.
Uh-huh.
And so, I mean, I have a couple sets of it, but it's only one variety. It's not like a standard gear company where you get some
Right.
color options. So
Yeah. I think I heard
I
of
do
them
wash
too.
my gear.
So let's get into grip clean.
Yeah.
Now I heard that you somehow came up with a formula for soap, and then ended up, I guess, talking to somebody to have it made, and then started selling it, and then most people know that you got onto Shark Tank. But so
Yeah.
how did you end up making a soap compound?
Yeah, so I'll start this story from the top. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, back in 2013 when I was in the X Games in Brazil, and I said I crashed in that speed and style race.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I went back home and was on the couch for 6 to 8 months with this busted leg, and that's kind of when it got me thinking. I'm like, dude, motocross is cool and I love this, but man, just like that, I was at the top of my game and I got taken out, just like that, you know. So I'm like, well, what can we do as a backup plan in the meantime while I'm sitting here on the couch, because I can't exercise, I can't do crap. So I decided, hey, what if we made a hand soap? You know, I'm always working on my motorcycle, getting dirty, greasy, grimy, but there's never really any good products that took the grease off my hands, and they'd either dry my hands out, leave a nasty smell. And so I just took it upon myself to start researching how to make a soap, and started cooking up some concoctions in the garage, literally, in a crock pot, and got some natural ingredients, coconut oil, olive oil, and just kind of blended some natural stuff, and then ended up having a kick-ass batch of soap that worked really good, and I tested on everything I came in contact with in the garage, you know, chain wax, air filter oil, you name it, till it took it off. And then gave it to a couple race teams and fellow riders and stuff like that, and everyone was like, dude, this stuff works really good, we buy this, and we made it. So I started making it some more from a crock pot to like a 5-gallon bucket, and then it started taking off. And then I was always an avid fan of that TV show Shark Tank. Always watched it, and it kind of was what inspired me to even start making the soap. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, if all these dweebs that pop onto this show can make a product, like I could do it too. So I was Googling. I'm like, how to get on Shark Tank? You know? So I Google it, and I go on their website, and there was a walk-in audition in Las Vegas, and the walk-in audition was like 4 or 5 days from when I looked it up. So it was like the following week. And I'm like, well, that's coincidental. And Las Vegas is only like a 4-hour drive from here in SoCal. So it's pretty close. So I'm like, well, shoot, why don't I just go up there, pitch my product, and see what happens, see if there's any interest. But at the time, it was funny because I didn't have like a final formalized product. Like, it was a little unstable. It would melt in the heat. It would freeze. I didn't have any packaging or bottles. Like, I had just been giving this stuff out in Tupperware containers to the race guys, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I went to Home Depot and I bought a bottle of Weed Killer that had a bottle that I liked, and I emptied it out. I took their sticker off of it, and then I went to my graphics company at the time, Split Designs Co., and I'm like, hey, can you guys print my logo on a sticker and stick it on this bottle for me and help me out? And they're like, well, why? I'm like, well, I'm going on Shark Tank next week. And they just started busting up laughing. They're like, oh, yeah, sure, dude, Shark Tank. Like, it was just like this big joke. I'm like, oh, screw you guys. I mean, we're still buddies, so if they're listening to this, it's all good. But, so they printed the sticker, and then I went to the walk-in audition. Remember, I slept in my van in the parking lot because I got there at like 10, and then the audition started at like 8 o'clock the next day. But I'm like, dude, I'm going to get in line early. So I slept till like 4 a.m., and then I got in line at like 5 a.m., and I was still like a couple hundreds in line, wasn't in the front. And they opened the doors, they let the first couple hundred people in, and I made the cut. And then you basically they have like a board of producers, and I walked up and I pitched my product. You have like 30 seconds to a minute to kind of tell them about you and your story. And at the time, I brought like my X Games medals, I brought the soap, a bunch of photos. I just kind of told them who I was and what I did, and gave them the audition paperwork. And then, sure as shit, they called me back like 4 weeks later, and we're like, hey, we liked your audition. We want to take it to the next step. And then from there, it was still a lot of trial and error to get onto the TV show. Like, you just had to keep hitting these benchmarks, basically. So they were like, hey, well, send us your financials, send us this, send us your website, and all this junk. And it was funny because, like, it kind of pushed me to grow the business. Because at the time, like, hey, send us your business licenses. And I didn't have any. But I'm like, all right, I'll send them to you in a couple days. So I ran to City Hall, and I got all my licenses. I'm like, here they are, I got them. And they're like, all right, cool, send us your website. And I'm like, I didn't have a website. I'm like, all right, give me a couple day website. So a couple days, boom, made a website.
They almost gave you like the blueprint that way. Like, they were like, listen, to be legitimate, you need this, and this. And you're like, all right.
Yep, it was actually worked out totally perfect. And I never really knew it was going to work out the way that it did, but yeah, it worked out as a blueprint. It kind of set deadlines for me, where I normally probably would have beat around the bush and maybe not got it for a while or didn't really think much of it. So that helped out. I met all the qualifications and benchmarks, and then finally they were like, "Hey, we're gonna film up here in Los Angeles in Culver City. We're inviting you up. We got you a hotel room. Come on up." So I'm like, "Holy crap, it's happening! Like it's gonna happen." So we went and filmed, and yeah, basically what you saw on the TV show is how it went down. You know,
so what happened?
Motorcycle in there, gave the pitch, and
did you get a deal?
So, long story is, we got an offer on the television show, and we never actually closed the deal behind the curtain. So, what was offered on television was not necessarily what was reciprocated on the black and white paper that I received. So the deal had kind of changed and changed again, and I mean, no hard feelings, but the deal just wasn't. It wasn't enticing for a young entrepreneur like myself to take at the time. So we walked away from the deal, didn't take it. But they still aired the show, obviously, in the episode. So it kind of worked out. We got the best of both worlds. I got the coverage of being on the television show, but I got 100% ownership of the company. So it worked out because at the time, like I said, I did about $0 in sales. I had just finished doing a Kickstarter campaign in which we raised about $10,000, which was awesome. But it ended like the day before I went on Shark Tank, and I planned it that way. So it was like my pre-sales to present to them. But then after we aired on Shark Tank, you know, I had $0 in sales bit just about. We did about $80,000 in online sales that night, and then like the week after between people watching the DVR and catching up on it. So it was a blessing in disguise because it gave me the cash flow to buy some inventory, to get a warehouse, get some equipment that I needed, and just, you know, it wouldn't have happened otherwise. So
right.
It just pushed the business. You know, it went from like, it was kind of a hobby. Let's make some of this in the garage to like, holy crap, people want this product. We need to make it and deliver these orders. And so it just turned into that. Got a warehouse and hired up some friends and family, and they came down, helped bottle it up, package it up. And my girlfriend Courtney was a huge help at the time. I remember she lived in Huntington Beach, about an hour away, and we'd have to label the bottles by hand. So she'd come down for the weekend, help label, and then during the week, when she had to go back home, I'd load her whole Honda Civic up with bottles and labels, and she'd take them home, and she'd label on weeknights, and I'm labeling on weeknights.
Nice.
And she'd come down on weekends, we'd fill it up. So it's been an incredible, cool team experience, and to see where it's grown to now, I would have never, ever guessed that, ever.
That's
it's
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Success story right there. So how big? Where are you guys at now? How?
Yeah, so we had a nationwide account with Advanced Auto Parts and CarQuest. They reached out to us after we aired on Shark Tank, and it took about a year to get in store. So we got some packaging in store, and it kind of went south. Honestly, it was a big learning curve. I thought it was going to be an excitement of like, cool, we got it in store, we're good to go, I'm going to be rich. And we got it in store, and the initial order was good, but what I learned is my price point was a little bit off. Like, we are a superior product, and we are more expensive than the competitors, but we were a little bit outpriced when compared next to our competitors on the shelf, you know? So we kind of learned there, and the sell-through didn't go that well. So we had to lower the price and blow out some of the older inventory, and now we're working on getting my newer inventory in the store. We have some new packaging that's helped lower our costs nearly in half, which will be huge. So hopefully you'll see that in store pretty soon. So that was a big learning curve. A couple of other opportunities working with some companies. I mean, I can't name who just yet, but I mean, as you see on the screen there, like, it doesn't. I can't until actually we're supposed to sign the contract if all goes according to plan next Monday on the 23rd.
Everybody says that on here. They're like, everybody says that. They're like, you're a week early.
You're a week early now. Yeah, so this one's been like almost 8 months in the works actually, but it's supposed to happen on Monday, and if it does, that'll be a big count. I think it'll be like a $200,000 order, which would be exciting, but at the same time, I don't want to open my mouth. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Cross my fingers. Could be cool, but if it doesn't happen, I will survive.
Yeah.
So working on a couple other things. Just been working with a lot of celebrity endorsers. Like today, we had one of the guys from Diesel Brothers on the TV show. There you go, on our Instagram. They posted about the product, and they've been using it for the last year, and they love it. So just trying to get the product in the hands of the people that really need it and use it, kind of can help push the brand. So that's been a big help. And the product, I mean, thank goodness the product kicks ass, because if it didn't, people wouldn't be using it. So, yeah, it's been cool. And I mean, it's a learning experience, especially for me. I obviously don't have a schooling background or business background, but at the same time, I had the kind of go-get-it attitude that's kind of driven me at motorcycles and given me a successful career there. And I feel like it's a big advantage over a lot of business people that they didn't have that. You know, no offense, they didn't follow their dreams, they didn't hustle, they didn't make some shit happen. So I just kind of transfer that energy into business, and I feel like I have a pretty strong competitive advantage over these, you know, blue-collar suit and tie guys.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people when you deal with like the stresses of riding and stuff all the time, that being stressed out about work or something like that is not quite as
no big
threatening.
deal.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like, riding has taught me so much, just between dealing with other people in cities and states and ethnicities and traveling overseas, and like, just like I'm flying to a buyer meeting on Thursday in Tennessee, from Memphis, Tennessee, and like, it's such an easy experience for me just because I've traveled so much. Like, I'm going to be in there, I'm going to get in, get out, I know how to get on planes, get a hotel, lay down the pitch, you know, and get the heck out of there and sell the stuff. So there's just so much stuff that motocross has taught me outside of just riding a motorcycle that I don't think I didn't expect to learn as a kid. I just wanted to be a cool motorcycle rider and do cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty exciting what I have learned, you know, and I think it's probably made my parents proud, and just the character traits and skills that you can learn.
Yeah, and I think it probably, we don't know because we didn't do other sports necessarily to the level of what we rode, but I'm sure that other, you know, being good at anything probably crosses over like that.
Right.
It gives you a lot more life experiences than you would have gotten had you not done that.
Oh yeah, I agree. I always say that the way you do anything is the way you do everything, you know? And it kind of transfers to all disciplines in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're up on Amazon as well?
Yeah, so we've been on Amazon for about the last year. Yeah, the Amazon has been the biggest seller for us online, at least. Online sales have gone through the roof on there. We've actually trended as the #1 selling hand cleaner quite a few times over everybody else, over Gojo, Fast Orange, you name it.
Awesome.
So that always helps. And then good product reviews. There's a couple people in there that are haters that it didn't work, but it feels like, well, people, when they leave reviews of products, they either love it or they hate it. You know, it's either going to be a 5-star or a 1-star. So
yeah,
I feel like some of the people, if they don't like it, hey, maybe it's not for everybody. But so far the product reviews have been great, and yeah, it's working awesome. Just learning little stuff between SEO optimization and making sure people can find your ads, and good photography, and like you said earlier, Nick, I kind of I know a lot of the pro photo guys from all my riding shots and stuff like that. So it's helped meeting the people in the motocross industry and then transferring that over to the business. Like, if I need a product video done, I know somebody in the motocross world that does videos. If I needed product photography done, well, hey, Chris Tedesco, you're the best photographer in the business. Like, can you come over and shoot some product photos for me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, no problem, buddy. And then it was cool even. Yeah, no, it goes a long ways. And even when I was starting out, like, I didn't know how to price my packaging, like what margin should I make, how much should I retail it for, what distribution outlets should we contact. And it was cool because I contacted my sponsors that I had good relationships with. You know, I remember there was a rep, Jeff Wiener, that worked at Alpine Stars. He was a good friend of mine, still is, and that is his name, Wiener, Jeff Wiener. But I would reach out to him like, hey dude, what do you guys mark up your products for? Like, how do you guys sell it, this and that? And like, people were so stoked to help out like a motocross rider and answer these questions, because normally nobody asks those types of things. It's normally just, hey, give me some free stuff. I need some boots. I need some this. But like, being able to ask these educated questions, people were so excited to help out. Like, dude, we'd love to lend some knowledge and how we do it, and this and that. And so it was cool. Just the relationships that I've built inside of motocross, and yeah, freaking awesome.
Well, I just used your website to buy some. It's super smooth. It worked out really well. Did you
just buy that right now? Was that you that just bought that order?
Yeah.
You just balled out right now, Nick.
I like impulse buying when I'm online.
Dang! Well, dude, you hooked it up. Thanks, man. I just saw that pop in. I was going to say something, but
I can't wait to give you 1 star on Amazon.
Hey, honest reviews are honest reviews. That's that's how products continue to improve and grow. So if somebody doesn't like it, I take it to heart, and maybe we can turn it around and turn it into a positive review.
Looks like you got solid reviews. You got 4.5 stars.
Yeah, how do you know that those 1 stars weren't somebody at Gojo all bitter and butthurt?
You don't, actually. I mean, a lot of the times it's a verified buyer. It'll tell you it's a verified buyer, but at the same time, a competitor could buy it, just spend the $9, buy it, and then leave a shitty review because they don't like me. But
yeah, I'm a verified buyer, and I complain about Dustin Wagner or Justin his podcast all the time on YouTube.
I mean, hey, it's
I'm just kidding. I don't actually do that.
Kill or be killed is what I say. So man, may the best man win.
I just like to fuck around.
Yeah. So the soap has been cool, man. It's been a fun journey, and hopefully by the year's end, I can possibly hang up motorcycle riding boots. Not that I want to, but it's taken up a lot of my time, and it's been a fun journey. It's cool because you know what they say: if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. And never did I think going to my office would be a fun thing, but I wake up every day excited to go there and make phone calls, emails, and all the vendors that I work with, are good friends now. It's cool. It's cool to see the transition, and it's a lot of fun.
Good, man. That's the way it should be.
Yeah,
So how much?
Like it. Oh, yeah.
How often are you doing shows, or what's your schedule now with riding?
I haven't really done much. I mean, I did 2 this year so far. I did one with Mark Burnett Freestyle MX Tour.
He just does the X Games, Nick.
Yeah.
Just rock stardust.
No, not at all. But I mean, I haven't been practicing. I don't really ride the ramps on the regular anymore. I don't really have the time, and I kind of have the self-awareness too to know that, like, dude, you can't jump on the bike and just start hucking and doing the things that you once thought you could. That's really when you start getting hurt. So I know if I put the practice in and prep beforehand on a show, like, I'm more than capable. But at the same time, if I don't ride for a month, I can't just jump on the bike and expect to go do all the same flip tricks without getting hurt or something,
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you're smart enough to respect the motorcycle and the machine and know your limitations. And I've had to turn down some shows, and it's no disrespect. It's just and at the same time, like, dude, you've done one parking lot demo, you've done them all.
Yeah.
Really,
Yep.
You guys know how it is, and we'll see. It's fun, but I don't really plan on too many coming up in the near future. Like you were saying, I think I'm just gonna prep up for X Games and try to make that happen. Get some good coverage. Send it. See what happens.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
how old are you?
I am 27 years old. I will be 28 this year. Getting old.
Right, for 28.
Well, we're still not quite there yet, Nick. But we're setting ourselves up.
You're not in jail.
No, that's one place I haven't been, thankfully.
You have time.
No. Yeah, I got plenty of time to get in jail still. That's a good.
Just like a time, just like, quick jail.
Drunk tank or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
just to remind you how awesome it is to not be there.
Yeah, exactly. Set you straight again.
Let the other guys do it.
Yeah,
I had the wrong border on the show the whole time so far.
The wrong border?
What border do we have on?
It said the Clint files on it instead of 2 Wheels of Freedom.
It's all about Clint.
It's all about me, guys.
Were we even on the screen?
No, yeah, everybody was on the screen, just on the side of it. The border was wrong.
I'm just fucking with you. It was just Clint flexing.
It was just me on the screen.
Trying to steal all my thunder over here.
Trying to make people think I invented grip clean.
Now, I'll take you to a challenge, man. We can see who can cook up the best soap batch in a crock pot.
Yeah.
Sounds like some meth lab stuff going on.
Dude, it's really funny because when I was researching how to make this stuff and like getting all the materials and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, I gotta go buy all this crap at the store, right? So I went to Target with my buddy, and I was younger at the time, like 23, and going to Target, I got a crock pot, like a thermometer, these Pyrex mixing cups. Like it looked like I was cooking some crack for sure. And I'm ringing it up with the register, and the lady is just giving me this dirty look, like I was buying duct tape and knives and rope or something all at one time. You know, like I was doing bird or something. She's like, "Do you mind me asking what you're doing with all this stuff?" And I'm like, "I'm making soap, bitch. Like, what do you think?" Like, I didn't say that, but I did say I'm making soap. And she just like, yeah, like, right. This teenager's gonna go make some soap, sure. Like,
He's gonna eat some soap.
Yeah, you're gonna go weigh out your weed or something like that. I don't know, but.
Dude, if this was like 2 months ago, they would think you're making Tide Pods or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know, well, I was getting that pH testing strips, and then this and that, and iodine, and all kinds of funny stuff. So, and then I could only imagine what my neighbors were thinking, because like when you mix some of this stuff, it starts smoking a little bit. There's like a little bit of smoke and stuff. So, I remember being in my kitchen and just wondering what they were thinking, looking through the window, like, what is that guy cooking? Like, I'm surprised nobody called the cops, but.
Yeah, how'd you know you weren't gonna have like some chemical reaction to get burned or something?
Well, I didn't. I read a lot of tutorials. I knew that if you mix these two chemicals wrong, like it's a hydroxide, and if you put the hydroxide into the water, it's okay. But if you put the water onto the hydroxide, it is a no-no, and it will explode in your face. Bad. So you kind of learned that one the hard way. So that happened once. So there's been some mishaps and stuff, but sorry, I had to decline that call.
Oh, I thought we got shut down because you were telling how to make bombs online.
Yeah, FBI just intercepted the call.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. Tracking that you bought a crock pot and a bunch of meth making devices.
I wouldn't be surprised, as long as they're not stealing my formula off my computer. I'm okay.
They will.
They probably will. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is getting drilled pretty hard for stealing our info.
Yeah.
You know.
Who would have guessed he's doing that?
Yeah.
I could have. I mean, I don't really got much to hide on Facebook. It's Facebook. I don't post that much private stuff.
Yeah.
Take it if you want. I actually deleted Facebook off my phone about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't missed it since. So.
Dude, it's the best being off it. I mean, unless you're here to listen to Two Wheels to Freedom, you should be on it for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Hey, get on there, guys. I should have posted it. Nah, it's a good platform. I just, man, I've been so busy, I really haven't had the time, or I'd find myself trolling on it a little bit longer than needed, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really need this, so. But I love Instagram. Instagram's pretty cool. Just scroll cool pictures all day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Instagram is like Twitter with less words and reading.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I like that.
or no words. You don't even have to read it at all if you don't want to.
For sure.
Yeah. Less things to misspell.
Yeah.
Which in the dirt bike community is huge.
Just massive. Yeah, when you turn the word you into just you, not even Y-O-U. It's just you.
Well, they're
That's
just
how we
saving
roll.
time.
Yeah, because we're so busy as motocross athletes. We don't have time to write out sentences.
Time savers, exactly.
We got bikes to wash, oil to change, socks to clean.
That's
None
right.
of that is happening over here.
Yeah.
This thing just leaks oil, so I just add to it. It's like constant. It's got its own, oil filter situation.
So you never
you
have
don't
to
need-
change it if you're just constantly adding.
That's what I'm saying.
It drains out a little bit and top it off. It stays clean all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
They should make motorcycles like that, actually.
Self-cleaning oil.
Yeah.
I did. I'm taking this bike to Shark Tank next week. It's so
That's funny. Good stuff.
So,
Yeah.
are you worried
What
about
else you got?
chemtrails?
Chemtrails, a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't too firm of a believer in them a while ago, but as of lately, I've kind of been paying more attention to it. I mean, I don't get into the crazy hour-and-a-half-long YouTube videos, but I'm a little educated on the subject and what they are, and the HARP and chemtrails and all this other stuff. But
HARP, you're on it.
yeah, I think they're up to no good. I don't know what it is. Whether it's Monsanto trying to poison our crops so we only buy his seeds, or if it's really trying to control global warming, or I don't know what they're trying to do. Population control, I couldn't tell you, but I don't really think there's much I can do about it, to be honest.
I don't know.
What's your
Every time
take
we bring
on-
this, usually we get shut down right about now. At least that's our myth. It's usually just because we have shitty internet connections, but
Usually somebody comes in and they hear that word. And, oh, lost internet connection. What a coincidence.
we like to think that it's something.
You guys are bringing
They're listening.
Yeah, we like to pretend like we're important.
Yeah.
Why? What's your take on them old chemtrails?
I don't know if that's actually anything that malicious. I mean, but I don't trust the fluoride in water and shit like that. And why is everybody being prescribed all these, uppers and downers and whatever else? I mean, I feel like the downers and stuff, maybe they're like, hey, if we can get whatever, what do they got, 30% of the population on like Zoloft or something?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely in on the pharmaceutical scams for sure. I think they push a lot of money towards that. Yeah, just take a pill for it. You'll be fine. Just don't worry about your food, your diet. Don't cut out soda or the aspartame or the Diet Coke or anything like that. Just take this pill. You should be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everybody makes a little bit more money on it. But what can I say? Some pills make you feel pretty damn good. So
That's true.
Yeah, we don't want to get too medicated.
yeah, not too medicated. Some drinks make you feel real good too.
Yeah.
But they also make you feel real crappy the next day. Could go both
See,
ways.
it reminds me, so I don't overindulge.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
that's what I tell myself. But
Especially at our old age, it comes up and creeps on you.
we're not all as old as Clint. Don't worry, we'll be
That's
alright.
true.
How old are you again, Nick?
Older than Bryce.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's not saying much.
34.
Oh yeah, you're down there.
How old are you, Clint?
38.
Alright, so when you posted that picture of you posing with your soul patch, and I was wearing LBZs riding at 80. Like, that was
Why do
probably
you think that that's the same time? Do you know when that was?
Because I looked like I was 9, so I was probably like 15.
I
And I was still
know.
riding it. And I was too short to ride a 125. And then, when did you take that? Like
I
2000?
don't know.
2000?
I'm trying to think of those graphics when that was.
When you cut up your poster? They were the shit.
Yeah,
I
they
wanted
were
that
big
snap-
back in then.
I wanted SMPs, but they didn't make them my size.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. SMP, LBZ. I was like just getting into it when those were popping brands.
Yeah.
Moto
Oh, wait a
Triple
while.
X.
Yep. That's why, yeah, I had all the Moto Triple X videos.
Yeah, that's a funny story. I want to tell you about that one too. So I was
Sure.
obviously into the motocross movies, and I was younger, maybe, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, something like that. And it was Christmas time, and so my mom goes to the motocross store to buy some motocross DVDs for me. So she bought like an old one, like Stone Spray Sandwich, Crush from Trans World, and she asked the lady at the front, like, oh, how about this Moto Triple X one? Is this a good video? Like, is it kid friendly? Like, oh yeah, buy it, cool. So
Fucking
bought
dirt
it.
bikers.
Yeah, so I remember it was like Christmas morning. I opened it. I'm like, oh yeah, I got these cool movies, and so I pop it on the DVD player. And I have a big family. I got 4 other brothers and sisters, and sister one. And pop it on TV. I'm hogging it, and all the family's running around. And the movie starts out some like Rob Zombie death metal, yada yada yada. And as soon as like 4 seconds into the movie, just tits come out, and these tits just flash the thing. And my mom walks by and she's like, what the freak is this movie? Are you kidding me? Turn this shit off. It's like pop it out of the TV, and I was like, damn it. And I was all turned out. I was all stoked as a kid. This stuff. But
My 2 favorite things of one video.
Dirt bikes and girls. And so I remember she popped it out and went back to the motorcycle store and gave him a piece of her ear. Like, you guys told me this was kid friendly. So, I mean, it's just being a mom, with no shit in that. But it was.
Laughing their asses off.
Yeah, it's a good story. I know all my brothers were like, Mom, the title is Moto Triple X. Get it? And she's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. So that was a funny story. So love you, Mom.
Those were good movies though, minus the boob shots every once in a while.
You mean
Yeah,
plus?
so I never actually got to see any of them since.
What?
Maybe I'll have to go catch up on them because I know
They're all on YouTube. You gotta watch them.
Right? That's funny.
So you've never
Wait.
watched them in their entirety?
I've never caught back up. I kind of just took my mom's word on it and just never watched it.
He's such a
It was
good
such
kid,
like a
right?
traumatic experience. He was like, "No, man."
Yeah,
not
man, I
watching
do not want my mom coming back here and slapping me, alright? I don't want to have it.
Oh, you're missing it, man.
Soon. Well, I can't admit to watching it now because she might watch this podcast.
Did
so-
you? I wouldn't worry about that. Did you ever see the 100 boob jump?
100 boob jump? No, I
What?
can't say I have.
Who are we talking to?
Who
Was
is
that
this
on Moto
guy?
Triple X, like part of
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Clowers did the 100 boob jump.
Shut up. So you're telling me there was like 50 chicks lined up?
I'm telling you
And he jumped over
exactly.
50
It was
girls.
exactly 50.
Yep.
And
I gotta see this.
they all had
Wow.
2 boobs.
If you type in 100 boob jump, everything
lot of
else
other things.
besides the 100 boob jump comes up.
I see 100 boobs, but I don't think I see. The
I'm
jump.
afraid to type in XXX. There we go.
Yeah,
I gotta type in the whole movie. Hang on.
Oh, but I mean, it's gotta be a censored movie. That's no good.
Let's see.
Maybe.
See, I knew.
Oh,
Look,
there
I
it
knew
is.
right where it was.
Where do they find these chicks back then? A bunch of hoes.
Him
There's
and
hoes.
awesome.
They
Tommy
both are
and
across
Till
the
and-
state.
Hoes in every city.
in different area codes. Look at that ramp. How long ago was this? Look at that
Look
takeoff
how
ramp.
mellow that thing is. Dude.
Oh my
They're just
gosh.
so stoked.
A sea grab. That was
Shut up,
fast.
dude.
I jumped that landing. I actually got hurt on it.
No way.
Yeah. Well, not actually.
Were you jumping 100 boobs and got distracted?
No, I wish it was that cool of a story. Somebody had pulled in. We were in a parking lot outside of the speedway for a IndyCar race, and somebody pulled in at the end of the ramp, like trying to pull on. We were jumping parallel to this road, like in the parking lot,
What?
and they pulled up to like pull on, stop to look both ways on the road, right at the base of the landing. And as I was going at the ramp, Derek Berlew's dad was like waving at me.
No. Yeah.
And I jammed on my brakes. The ramp that they had was only plywood with like grip in the paint. And I jammed on the brakes and tried to turn off and ended up doing like a 180.
No.
Breaking my wrist and ankle, yeah.
The old school. Wait, are you sorry? Are you still talking, Clint? We've been watching this video.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's funny because the ramps back then, like you said, are all plywood. There was no probably expanded metal. And
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the good stuff that we have today.
Everybody was making it up as they went.
Yeah, I mean, you were back in the hardcore days. I give you props.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
You know?
Although that was a big landing, so I was like, this thing is sick.
Yeah.
And then-
Sick, dude.
Not my truck show landing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, those needle dick landings, just no safety deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 4 feet wide at the top.
Yeah. That's why I decided to make soap, man. I can't do the stress of that anymore. My hair's already falling out fast enough.
I've never thought I'd hear that. That's why I went to making soap. You went Amish or something.
Yeah. A little bit of left field. I know people are like, why would you get into soap? But I mean, it's in the automotive industry that I love, you know, so I get to kind of stay in that scene and market it to cars, dirt bikes, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's a little original. I think it's a little bit more original than saying, hey, I started a t-shirt company.
Right.
Check me out. Like, I feel like that's just what everybody's go-to is. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's cool. Not too
Yeah.
bad.
So you finally saw the 100 boob jump. I just feel good about that.
I feel
Now
like
you
I can
need to
die
watch the
tomorrow,
rest
like
of
the
Moto
movie.
Triple X.
Yeah, the rest of that movie. That's pretty classic. Now that I know it's on YouTube, I might get bored one night and turn that thing on.
It's all on YouTube. But
Yeah.
if we play one song on the podcast, like they'll shut it down. I don't know how YouTube works.
Well,
Really?
yeah,
They
YouTube
catch it
will
on.
demonetize you.
Oh, okay.
But right now they pushed the threshold of how many followers you need to have and hours or minutes of watch time up so high that I'm probably a couple of years away
Never.
from getting it anyway. So
Right. They don't make it easy, that's for sure.
it was 100 or something followers, and I had just gotten to that. I was like 100, 101, and running ads and shit, and then they just pushed it up to like 10,000 or something, and I'm at like 125 now. Oh my god!
Oh, you're so close. I can kind of relate to that today. I have an accounting program, QuickBooks, right, that I use on my Mac computer.
Yeah.
And I have like this online version of it. I need to get a desktop version of it for my computer. I need whatever. My accountant guy told me to get it. So I call him today, and I'm researching how to get it, yada yada, and then I find out they put out a press release this morning that they just discontinued the product for Macs. I couldn't get it today. I'm like today, like this morning, you guys announced that. Like not yesterday or the week before, like this morning. So kind of got screwed. I should have bought it yesterday.
That's crazy.
How much did Bill Gates pay for that?
Right? That's what I'm saying. They only make it for Windows now. So, he's trying to push people his way.
Don't worry. They'll make it for fucking Androids or something like a week.
Yeah.
Some bootleg version.
Yeah, probably. But, oh well. So, I thought that was funny. Funny, relatable situation.
Happens.
It does.
The world of the internet is like getting weird.
Dude, it's gotten a little crazy. Like, our Instagram following has been growing pretty good, and then I feel like they changed some stuff the last couple weeks or something. I heard it from some other people too, but just, dude, our whole following, even my personal one on my B-HUD, it's just, you don't get as much interaction and this and that. I think they want you to pay to play now. If you want to get any content out there, you got to pay up.
Dude, I got run ads. Of you just got to follow like 1 or 2 Bitcoin pages, and then you get a million people trying to fucking follow you.
Just spam you?
Yeah, they're just trying to get that, and then all of a sudden I started getting like, get followers, this and that, just for my personal stuff. Like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I have a private page because I got kids and shit.
Yeah, that's a good subject to go down. Bitcoin. Have you invested or have you not?
No, I almost bought some like a couple of years ago, and now I'm like, damn it, I should have. Because when everybody was freaking out, I just would have sold it recently.
Right.
I bought some like right when it was starting to go on the rise.
So are you out money, or I don't even know what it's at right now?
It doesn't even. I only put a little bit in. Like I'm basically where I started. At one point, I was up to like $600-$700.
Yep.
I'm just. It's more like supporting the cause type deal,
Yeah, I think it will be the way of the future. I don't necessarily like it, but I think 10 years from now, I think it's going to be a big part of society.
Yeah, like even if it's not Bitcoin, it'll be something on the blockchain.
Some sort of cryptocurrency is going to take over, I think.
But all the banks are trying to do it. They're all like, like all the commercials you see, like their new apps where you trade money real fast. But all of it is still in the banking system. It's not it's not a blockchain type deal.
Right. I mean, I still don't quite understand it all, but yeah, same concept. Somebody reached out to me when it was a lot cheaper, like a couple $100 or $1,000 or something. Like, hey, you should invest into it. Like, put a couple grand into it. But
couple grand is a lot, though.
I know. I'm like, dude, if I'm putting any money into any business, it's my own, honestly. So I'm gonna see my own business grow, not somebody else's. So
it's weed stocks.
Weeds, dude, those are even going up too now that the legalization of that. But
you're in the right area for that.
I don't know if I trust a bunch of stoners with my money either.
Hey.
Just add like a drop of hemp to your grip clean. And fucking like it's
double the price.
Yeah, the stoners will buy it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard it works really good at taking resin off your hands. So not that I know.
Put hemp in there and then start wearing sandals.
We're trying to gain followers, not lose them, okay?
No, man. Hipsters are strong right
now. You can have like a CBD additive. And you just put like 1 drop in. Yeah. And a whole jug of like CBD hand oil.
Yeah.
CBD hand cleaner.
People only read the front of so.
Somebody gave me some CBD water earlier this week. Dude, try this stuff out. CBD water. And like, I drank it. Bro, it tastes like water. Like, it doesn't, like, how do I know there's anything in there? And
were you mellow?
Am I supposed to feel it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, did you mellow out? Did your inflammation go away?
Not at all. No, none of that stuff.
In
fact, my anxiety probably increased.
They gave you a $6 bottle.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah. I'm gonna fail the drug test this week from the boss. Oh wait, I am the boss. Ah, crap.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh shit, I'm my own boss. No.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
No, I'm really freaking out.
No. That's messed up.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Somebody let me have a business. What the fuck? I thought that for years. I was like, I'm the boss here. What the hell is going on?
You've had a business for years.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Did it ever get normal? Or
And then
you
people called me and they were like, hey, I need to get some money so I can make it to the show. And I'm like, is this a joke? You can't make it there? It
wasn't me,
joke.
was it? I can always make it to the show.
No, it wasn't you.
I just need cash so I can get home.
I've had some people that it was like by the time I paid them, they got half their pay. I was like, you're so deep into your pay already. Like, how did you get this deep?
That's funny.
I think I wrote with some of them.
Yeah, I'm like, you're going to owe me by the time we get done with this show. So.
Bryce, is that tapping your safe word?
Is that what? Oh,
Is
no,
that-
no. I can't believe you can hear that. My girlfriend just came back from a run, and she's chasing the cat back inside with her food bowls. Tapping the food bowl, and the cat will come in before it gets dark.
I thought she was over there like, Bryce, we're going to eat. Tink, tink, tink.
Yeah. Ding, 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 get the hell over here. No,
Dinner
that's funny.
time.
I couldn't believe you could hear that. Dang, these are really good headphones.
Yeah. You gotta run the mic headphones. Because otherwise, like, so if you set your phone down and then sit back like that,
Doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. The mics on the phones don't pick you up that well. So
Right.
then you'll do that, and then Nick will have his mic on, and then Nick will be super loud, and then I'll have
I
people.
get louder as the night goes on. So.
Yeah, he does as he drinks, and then I'll have people
As the drinks
bitching
start
that.
flowing.
Yeah, like wine.
When you remember to bring a drink, Bryce.
Next time, dang it.
Next time.
Next time we'll do a review of the hand cleaner that's gonna come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll do a live. I'll find dirty shit to put my hands in.
Do you have
Dude,
independent?
we totally
Maybe
should.
since it's all natural, I'll just bathe my child in it.
You can no. I use it for a face wash like once or twice a week if you need like
I saw-
scrubbing.
Was that
Yeah.
your girlfriend washing her face on your
That was
website?
her. That is Courtney herself. We call her Soap Girl. I'm Soap Boy. She's Soap Girl.
We saw Courtney washing her face on the
On the Instagram page.
the website.
Does it make you
Oh, I have a
feel-
website too. Yeah, that's right.
Bryce, does it make you feel weird knowing that Nick has watched your girlfriend wash her face?
Well, when you say it like that,
Hey, does anyone know how to print pictures off Instagram?
screenshot it, I guess.
Joke. It's a joke. Of course I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Don't think it's not already done.
Like, Nick's got a big old screenshotted spank bank of all the freaking hot.
Of all the face washing going on the internet. That's his fetish.
It's like soap porn. That's what I call it.
His,
Clean people. There's so many clean people.
his fetish is clean faces.
That's funny.
That is
Ooh,
weird.
Yeah. But the cat is back.
How the hell are
Yeah,
you? How are you yawning? It's like friggin' 6:30 there.
It's almost 7, going on 6:52 here. I had a good day, actually. I'm pretty stoked. I kicked ass at the office today, so that I came home and made some little bit of food. And then I got another meeting at 7:45 with another guy. I'm working on actually another motorcycle part. I can't tell you what it is, but I'm writing a patent for like a specific part on a motorcycle. And then hopefully I think that'll be a game changer. I think you're going to see it on every single motorcycle in the U.S. here pretty soon.
What?
It's pretty exciting. Yeah, I think you're going to see it stock on factory motorcycles. You're going to see it aftermarket. It's going to be big. So I'm trying to get a patent on it. We should be patent pending on it within the next week or so. And then if that goes through, that should be a big little side money gig, I hope.
Dude, if this turns out to be a dirt bike that changes its own oil, I'm coming for
No,
you.
you already came up with that.
He's like, it comes out in a week.
It comes out 1 week from today. I'm going to start plans tonight. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going on Shark Tank with it in 2.
Yeah, exactly. I already got the producers on speed dial. I'm just going to hit them up. Be like, hey, I got this product, guys. Let's get on there.
Damn it. Robbed again.
Yeah.
Alright. We're over here podcasting.
No, I think it's always funny. A lot of people have ideas or something, or are like, "Oh, dude, I thought of Uber a long time ago. I thought of this. I thought of that. They stole my idea." But like, your idea is not worth shit if you don't do anything with it. If you just sit with it 10 years ago, so like, I've had people message me, "Dude, I've rubbed dirt on my hands and used soap like 10 years ago. You didn't think of this." I'm like, "You're right. I didn't really, but I'm the first to put it in a bottle, so fuck you." Like,
yeah, but you're not selling it, so I don't know what you're talking to me about. Listen, I came up with this awesome idea for dirt bike emojis, and
you did, huh? I think I remember that.
And everybody's crying about it because you can't paste it on fucking Instagram, whatever, and it's 99 cents, and I'm like, nobody's ever gonna make anything cool for you guys again.
Ever.
They will. I'm gonna knock off the dirt bike emojis, bump to an Android. Those kids have a lot more disposable income from their parents.
Yeah, right.
You think so? I thought it was the Apple users that did that.
Exactly.
Only old people own Apple anymore. It's changing, guys.
I think it kind of is going back to Windows. I mean, we know Windows is a superior product, but the usability of Mac, I mean, hard to go wrong with that.
Yeah, but we're talking about Android. Bryce,
It's the thing. It's a Windows product. It's a Windows
No,
product.
it's Linux. It's different. It's the oddball.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm positive. It's the Penguin. It's open source.
I'm taking your word on it because I'm.
Bryce, you're the youngest iPhone owner in the world.
No, actually, I was a Android user forever. I actually just got this iPhone about like 4 or 5 months ago. So I've been digging it though.
He grew up,
never
Nick.
a fan of the products. Yeah,
What?
well,
He
I got
grew
a
up.
computer.
Never growing up.
He was like, I don't need this phone to play Worm or whatever the hell it is, Snake.
I'm over here playing Fortnite, dude. And the kids are playing that.
Sure.
I've never heard of Fortnite.
When your wife teaches 5th grade, you learn about all kinds of shit that.
This is true.
I don't play video games.
You probably steal all your kids' snacks and fruit snacks and Cheetos and all that stuff, though. I bet, huh? That's a perk of the
They don't eat that garbage. I do eat their fruit snacks.
See, there it is.
Well, if people get them fruit snacks, I eat them all, and they don't get them. It's unhealthy.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. You're just you're screening what they eat by eating it for them.
I just take my cigarette out. I go, "Daddy's doing this because he loves you," and then I eat all the snacks.
That's funny.
Get me a beer to wash this down.
I throw like an apple at him or something.
And
all right, get in the car. I gotta take you to school this morning.
get Daddy's morning commute beer.
Daddy, it's Sunday. We don't go to school on Sunday. Oh shit, I forgot.
Well, I'm taking you there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't want to hang out with you today.
Yeah. How is Dad supposed to do what he wants to do?
What do you do? What do you do for work, Nick?
Construction.
Okay.
More specifically, like the management end of it.
Yeah, he doesn't fucking swing a hammer.
Framing up. Yeah.
There's a hammer around here somewhere.
He goes and he goes, "Hey, you! Did you finish that? You better hurry up."
You never say hurry up.
I mean, somebody's got to do it.
I hire people that are much better at swinging a hammer than me to do that part of it. And then
I'm real good at throwing a hammer at people. Does that count?
I hire you.
You're good at that?
No, never really practiced.
You bring your soap and your hammer. Let's go.
I'm only saying I'd be good at it because I've always been small and never much of a fighter. So if I could just throw a hammer and run, I'd have a better chance than trying to fight you.
If you got good aim, that's a good bet.
It's good strategy, but I don't carry hammers with me that often. So
I'm not good at throwing, so I don't. That would backfire on me.
Yeah.
Bryce is like,
I don't know. We'll ask your kids how good you are at throwing.
Just pop in the face.
Bryce is like, I'm here to throw hammers and clean shit, and I'm almost out of soap.
No, I'm here to clean the dude's hands that do throw the hammer. That's what I'm here for.
That's weird.
What is this, a jerk off guy? What's he doing?
It's awkward. He just made it awkward.
It's got too much.
Hey, my buddy's here to clean your hands with this special soap.
We got this guy here. He cleans your hands. Come here.
Dude, you'd see so many dicks if you said that.
Oh gosh. Stop it.
Dude,
Alright, clean my hands.
that's what you need to do. You need to just start going around to mechanic shops and being like, just going around and wash everybody's hands for them. So,
I mean, that's kind of what we do, in a sense. I don't wash them for you, but we'll go sample it.
You would double sales.
no, you need to actually rub their hands. You would make way more sales if you actually.
We'd probably lose sales. Here, bro, let me wash your hands for
No,
you.
you.
Really done.
Listen, but
gosh.
then
I don't
listen.
know if you had like a real feminine, like, I'm not against gays, but you had like a real feminine gay guy or something out there, like going to the mechanic shops, like, let me wash your hands.
No.
It might work out.
No, they don't want it to. It can't be that blatant, Bryce. You're making it awkward for them.
These are mechanics.
It's got to be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna wash your hands, no homo. Wink,
Okay,
wink.
so what straight guy do you feel is gonna want to go wash somebody's hands, Clint?
None, but
You don't have to.
All right.
Listen,
Never mind.
they don't have to be straight. They just have to act more straight than gay.
Gotcha. Okay.
See,
Don't
but-
have to be flamboyant.
He's
That's
in
right.
California and you're in Jersey, where they might
Yeah.
tend to hide that a bit more. Like, yo, don't touch my hands. Oh, dude, that feels terrific.
Yeah, they're like, don't touch me
We're
at
out here
all.
in Southern California. We got a lot of those.
True.
Ah.
A lot of bros.
But yeah, pretty much.
You can't be washing your bros' hands.
No.
That's it. I got a great idea. When Machine, who's from Southern California, flies in, I'm gonna just make a grip clean video of him washing my hands with my 10 gallons of grip clean.
Yeah.
I think that'll get reposted on the site for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's on. Just
Once you see what the machine wears, it'll definitely be reposted. Imagine what the machine would wear, and that's what he wears.
yeah.
A machine would wear.
What
Mine
would
is
he wear?
closer
Mine
to
is
your
wandering.
nipples are.
Huh?
Oh.
Wait, you may have been at. Did you go to the AFMXA contests?
Me? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I think I won the first one as an amateur class, and then I entered the pro one the next year and got second place.
So
The very
then
first year?
Yeah, I think I won the first one.
You were
Yeah, I
there
did.
with the
I won the first
machine.
one, the amateur one.
I definitely did not win the first one, but I was there.
with the machine, when was the machine there?
Not the first one. He was there the second or the third year. I don't remember.
Do you remember seeing a guy with some hot pink platform boots? And,
Dude, vaguely, now that you say that, I
and
do.
a,
Yeah.
and
You're
a
totally
shirt
right.
with his nipples cut out? That's the machine.
Yeah.
That's Nick's fault.
That's the machine.
And I
Did
got
he-
blamed about it all day.
That guy could
Bryce.
definitely give me some sales.
He's closer to you than he is to either of us right now. He could be within minutes.
I hope
Being
he's
at
not
your
that close to me.
You never know.
Those long platforms, you could take a couple steps and he'll be here.
Yeah. In seconds.
That's wrong, you guys.
Because this is yeah.
He'll wash your hands. Listen, Bryce,
Not kidding.
do you need your hands washed? The machine will wash your hands.
Yeah.
Machine, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. No more machine.
You could be.
I wish.
No more machine.
I wish we had an unlimited budget, because I would send machines in your house, Uber machine in your house right
You
now.
tell me like this dude still does that stuff? Like he still has that outfit? Like what is that his business? Like, you guys actually continually stay in contact with this guy?
That's one of Nick's best friends.
Yeah, he's one of my
Oh.
friends. But here's the thing, he moved out by you, and he works for Elon Musk now.
Elon Musk.
With Colby Raha's dad.
No joke. He's the machine builds rockets. That's not even a fucking joke.
So he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He can weld.
He's just socially awkward.
No.
He just
No,
wanted to wear
socially
the.
loves it. He loves
Yeah.
attention. He's a maniac.
I guess.
Here, I'm gonna find
Yo,
it.
so
Just
you
for
need to
social
go.
media.
You need to go around to these mechanic shops, Bryce, and be like, "We have this hand washing machine. Would you like to try it?"
I'm watching
And
this.
then-
That's very confusing, Clint. I think It catches me off guard.
Dude, we need to make this. We need to make this Photoshop. The grip clean hand washing machine, and it's just gonna be the machine with a bottle
We
of
could do
grip
a
clean.
poll on Instagram. Would you let the machine wash your hands or not? Yes.
Would you-
Oh, that's awesome.
Would you use this hand washing machine?
All right, the machine is up. Can you see him?
Machine and Deegan, I remember.
Yeah. Look at him. He's like 2.5 feet taller. He had to crunch down to
Deegan's
be.
not that small either, or not
Dude,
that big.
Deegan was like, nah. Like Deegan tried to pants him right before this.
No.
Yeah, then Mark turns around, or machine.
So is that the Michigan?
That's a good one.
He's like, he goes, Deegan, get over here. Deegan's like, oh man.
No.
He came over, he did the picture. And then later on, who crouched down and then Deegan like pushed him over him?
I don't know. It was like Ox and Fluffer and a bunch of those guys, and then next thing you know, somebody was on all fours, and then Deegan pushed him over him and tripped him and shit, and then security came and kicked the machine out for getting tripped, and
Well, they told Machine he could wear a mask in the casino, and he'd already been there for like 2 hours with that mask.
With that?
on. Yeah, but they're like,
People
oh,
started
now,
complaining.
yeah, now he's getting wild, so we got shut it down.
Yeah.
I don't know where else. No, that's the only one I got.
That's the only one you got.
that's really
Memories.
a shame. How is that?
Let's see if we can see Bryce in this picture.
I'm in there.
Are
I
you?
remember that photo right there in the red and white gear, Fly Racing, super
This
long
one?
shaggy hair. That's me.
Look at that.
There
That's
you
me.
go.
Oh yeah, look at that.
There's Cal Malone.
You guys are Moto bros, and you didn't even know it.
Look at
Didn't
that.
even know it back in the day.
We wouldn't even look at each other. We were such fierce competitors.
Such competitors, man.
I was like, no way. Don't look at
That's
the
funny.
competition.
I remember like when that contest came around and I just started getting into freestyle, and then it popped up and it was like, oh, submit your video online, and it was one of those things. I'm like, dude, I can't make it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna make that. And my buddy was like, dude, just make a video and submit it. So I made a video, submitted it, and then of course there's little did I know there's probably about 10 freestyle amateur riders in the world anyway, so I had a good chance of getting invited. And so
Why?
they threw us out there.
I submitted the video from Clint's contest in Texas, and then and then Chris Tedesco's like, "Hey, you coming to this thing?" And I knew he was I think at the time he was doing ESPN or something, and I was like, "When is it?" He's like, "It's this weekend," and I think it was Thursday, and it was Saturday. I don't know. I had like a day to get there, 2 days. And normally I would have bailed, and I was like, "Well, this is what I've been waiting to do the whole time."
Right.
And it was November, so I went out, I hit my ramp when it was like freezing dicks. I hadn't ridden in like a month. And went out there. That was a fun deal.
Yeah, that was a super cool contest. I remember meeting a bunch of guys like Deegan, Twitch, Robbie Madison, and I mean, dude, that seriously gave me the push for freestyle. I mean, everybody kind of seeing us as amateur kids, and then me being a local guy to Southern California helped, so then it worked out. Like, I remember later that year, Robbie Madison had hit me up to come break in his brand new foam pit with him and learn how to flip, and he taught me how to flip, and it just, yeah, I had one of the first jumps into his foam pit. It was brand new. So that was pretty cool, and
That's awesome.
yeah, made some connections, and here we are today, retiring, making soap. Come full circle.
Make a meth in his bathroom.
Yeah, gotta start somewhere. Mom's proud.
Well, you never watched Moto Triple X, so she's okay.
That is true. Until today, spoiled.
Ooh.
We're sorry. We changed it on the Two Wheels of
And
Freedom.
it's on the internet. Everybody's knows you have seen 100 boobs.
The 100 boob jump.
This guy's over here grabbing girls by the boobs.
You gotta have dealt with Tommy Clowers, no?
I did kind of actually. He was kind of local to this area too, and he was sponsored by Escondido's Cycle Center down here, another motorcycle store, and then his dad was like a sales rep down there. I remember he sold me one of my bikes, I believe, my first Kawasaki 250F I bought down there from him. And then funny story actually, my girlfriend Courtney has a brother, Matt, who is an electrician, and they were doing a job in San Diego the other week, and he was like, dude, Tommy Clowers is on the job site as an electrician. So Tommy's been doing electrical work and was working with my girlfriend's brother on a job site. So
Nice.
I thought that was pretty funny. So he's still around, kicking it.
I'm sure. I thought they still have that TNT deal, don't they? I guess it's just they're not.
I don't think. I mean, I know it was Jeff Tilton. That was the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's still got his ramp and landing. He does some like local charity events at the Loma Linda Hospital for children once a year. But I think he does maybe some other stuff like the Rose Bowl parade and a couple stuff that I think he's kind of grandfathered into that he's been doing for a long time. But I don't think he's daily grinding to try to get more shows.
Yeah.
You know?
The overhead in that business kind of like went away over the last.
Yeah, the pay's not there for the riders, you know, and the promoters are charging quite a bit. There's a lot of people either undercutting and I don't know. I see a lot of unprofessionalism too with a lot of the companies. Like, there's a couple guys out there that do a really, really good job, but they charge you for it. You know, it's definitely not a cheap price.
Well, and that's the issue is that everybody, most of the promoters all the riders are like, it's the Wild West, and they just go and bid stuff the promoter calls them the following year directly, and then they give them their price. And then they're like, they give them their direct price, so there's no overhead on top of the riders anymore. They know what it is for a flip rider versus regular rider, so they're not going to pay you an extra $1,000 over top of whatever the normal budget is.
Right. I mean, yeah, you know how it is. You've been there, done that. But I don't know, at the same time, I think sometimes they get bummed out when they don't have the DJ or the music or the skirts on the ramp, or they just kind of go out there and jam for a little bit. I mean, there's value in some local rodeos and stuff like that. Yeah, just set up a damn ramp and do some tricks. Nobody cares.
Well, that's the issue. Like
when the riders don't think that through.
When
like,
people,
I'll get the job, cool.
Yeah, and when people hire younger people and then the show's not as good, or cheaper people and the show is not as good, and then they're like, well, I'm not having that again. It's like because it's because you got guys that weren't really that good, so of course the show kind of sucked. Like, you need to get people that know what they're doing and are good.
And that kind of, that's helped my career tremendously, actually. I kind of learned that early in the game. Was like, I'm not here to be a total rock star. I'm getting hired to put on a show, and that's exactly it, a show. So I try to like interact with the crowd as much as you can, get them pumped up. Like, oh, can you guys hear us? Shake people's hands, give them high fives, riding back and forth, and it goes a long way to drag the show out, make it a little more exciting for everybody. So people don't get that. Some people.
Yeah. The way it should be.
I'm not a very personable person, but
Clint's always grumpy in the pit parties.
Dude.
Somebody's got to be.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, I was young and like naive, so I was always super excited to be there. And I have a positive mental attitude, Clint.
Oh yeah, you do?
Always.
Screw you.
Alright, see what I mean? It's okay, Clint. I don't care what you say. I'm fine with that. We'll work through this.
Have you been looking at Facebook?
Yeah, he's scrolling at something, huh?
Robert Haslam says, "Where do you guys stand on flat Earth?"
It's not flat. I'm standing on a round Earth.
Alright, we didn't go to the moon, but the Earth isn't flat.
Danny Dwayne says, "If the Earth is flat, where does it end at?"
At the ice shelf. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. But yet, no one's ballsy enough to go out there and take photos for themselves.
Dude, they killed those guys, dude.
We made a graphic of what the Earth looks like. Remember the flat Earth?
Yeah, I'll find it.
It was just this flat. It was a flat piece. The top was green, the bottom was brown, and then it just had an arrow and said Australia pointed at the at the bottom.
It was hours of brainstorming and into that. I just realized we post a lot of stuff.
We do, and we're kind of lazy. I feel like we should be posting more.
More than that?
I was kind of slacking. Here we go. This is not the flat Earth, but it's worth looking at. Remember when this was the thing? Dude, the internet things are a thing for like a minute.
Yeah.
It was Clint, Selena Gomez.
That was when Selena
That was
Gomez
trending
rode
for a
my
while.
back.
Wait a second. You had Selena Gomez jump on your bike like that?
Yeah, on my back.
She's a freak.
I took
She's
off.
It gets weirder. Look at
No,
that.
it's not even flinching. How did you do that?
Just blasted it.
Just sent it.
Oh
Two wheels.
gosh, was he something ridiculous?
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
This is Tommy Boy, my favorite.
I just like, I don't know what it is, bro, but that adrenaline.
Right now he's got WD-40 and foam filter oil. 3/4 of an inch thick pieces of chalk.
Grip cleaning his mouth.
Oh, dude.
Why?
Hire Jeffrey Scott to eat some grip clean.
Yeah.
Is he like a famous guy that eats a bunch of stuff?
He's the, what's their crew?
Moto Army or FTA.
Huh.
Oh my gosh, just send him some and just put a note in there say eat this and he'll
Eat
fucking
this.
do it.
I
He'll
don't
do
wanna
it.
I don't want to get sued.
He ate chain lube on the podcast with hairspray and a couple other things.
That's weird. Does he have a lot of followers?
Yeah, a ton.
I think like 50,000 or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You guys gotta text me his name after this. I'm totally gonna send him a DM.
Alright.
Jeffrey Scott.
I'm gonna slide into his DM. I'm afraid I can't click out of this thing or I'm gonna lose your podcast.
Hang on, I gotta plug in. My Windows-based computer only lasts an hour or two, which is great. Yeah, Jeffrey Scott, he will eat the fuck out of some grip clean, especially if it's
Especially if
Here,
it's
I'll pull it up on this.
all natural. I mean, he'll eat the whole bottle.
he'll actually eat it.
According to
He's
telling
not
about
the
this
grip
guy
clean.
that eats things, puts them in his mouth, and he's famous. We should give him grip clean.
Dude, you want to see it?
Jeffrey
I've
Jeffrey
thought,
Scott, that's his page?
yeah, I've thought
Look,
about getting him some of that stroker, like chain lube and shit.
I showed my wife him eating light bulbs and stuff, and then she got mad and just left.
She's a teacher.
Jeffrey C. Scott. No!
You're an idiot. That's my son right there.
That's what we're watching right now. According to his look, we're just pull it up. She just
You're an
got it.
idiot.
Oh, wait, here you
That's
go.
funny.
Here you go. Dude, you send him grip clean, he'll.
Try it just a second.
Change that stuff?
Slowly.
On, I gotta move your feet up.
Okay, one more.
Slowly.
Gasoline?
Try it just a second.
Why?
I don't know, because it got him 10,000 followers.
You said 50,000, not 10,000.
Clint's a fucking liar.
That's gross.
He bailed on the
Oh, he only
podcast.
has 10,000?
9,000 something, yeah.
That's
But
still
he
pretty
builds
good.
these,
But
he builds these goofball ramps. Could you guys hear that?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
that
better
was
grab
awesome.
the shit out of it.
WD-40 on a sandwich?
On his like quesadilla. He put it in his hair and in his quesadilla.
Oh, I think we found it.
Sauce.
I think
Get a little hairspray. Dude, that's the first thing he busted on the podcast was hairspray.
I think he's gonna get famous from this. This will trend.
Mmm. Yeah, just gotta,
Sugar.
Oh, carb diet. He's just eating sugar. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely following this.
Dude, wait till you see
Sure.
the light bulbs. He ate one of those CFL
Oh.
light bulbs while it was on.
Ate
Oh,
a
here you
light
go.
bulb right there.
Here you go. Dude, this is when my wife walked away. She was furious.
The light bulb challenge.
Did he do the Tide Pod challenge?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course he did Tide Pod, he says. Oh!
What are the numbnuts?
Oh. Yeah, it's making me hungry for dinner though.
Yeah, where are you guys going to dinner? I'm starving.
Sushi. It's coming up pretty soon, actually.
That sounds good.
It does sound really, really good. Come take a shower or no shower? Well, sweet guys. I got a couple more minutes. Should we get into another deep topic here? You guys
All
got
right,
any crazy questions?
Covered chemtrails, fluoride.
Flat Earth.
Cryptocurrency.
We're on it, too.
The machine. That was an interesting subject.
He's the real deal. That's not even mythological. That's like
That actually happens.
yeah, it's on. And he's gonna haunt you tonight. I'm trying to find out where he lives because I know he lives. It's my best friend, but I don't pay attention to where he lives.
Yeah.
He
So,
says Santa Monica Redondo Beach.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
The fuck is that?
It's about an hour and a half north of me, so a little far.
Oh, he can make time. He's the machine.
He can make time.
that's
He
what he
makes
does
the
at work.
rules.
He makes time.
For Elon. I don't
Um,
know.
so anything you want to plug other than grip clean? Get your grip clean at
Nothing too particular. Yeah, if you want to check me out, I mean, my personal page is bhud96. Obviously, the soap page is grip clean, GRIP clean. But
How do you spell clean?
How do you spell clean?
CLEEN, right?
KLEN.
Perfect.
Clean.
No one will ever find it from this podcast.
No, not at all. No, but low battery mode, easy. I'm still here. No, I mean that's about it. Check out the website if you like. You find our product on Amazon, direct on our website, as Nick purchased a little while ago, which is super cool.
We'll be
I offer
the week.
100% money back guarantee. If you try it and you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. So it's pretty much it's a win-win, which is pretty cool.
I'm gonna be like one of those Facebook moms. I'm gonna request my money back immediately.
Hey.
And flash you. Be like, this is Bryce Hudson. He personally lied to me.
He said it was good. It's shit.
He said I could bathe my kids in it. Now they're crying.
You can. It's actually funny the amount of kids that enjoy this stuff because it's got like a weird texture to it, you know, like a slimy, gritty feel to it. And we've had kids or people buy it for like their 5th grade class, you know, and they do arts and crafts time. They got to clean the kids' hands, and kids are like beyond excited to use the dirt soap. You know what I mean?
Like my wife who teaches a 5th grade class.
Did I just nail it? Did I
Yeah, you nailed it right there.
I nailed it, man.
My son uses the Gojo at the shop all the time. He's like, that's my soap. It's got the stuff in it. So now he'll be pumped.
Nick,
He's gonna up your sales.
Have your mom send him an email.
Huh?
Have your mom send him an email.
My mom sent Clint an email asking for the stickers he was sending out. The eMOTOcon stickers that you send Clint your address.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I'll send her a text. I got her number right here.
Oh, burn. We're gonna call your mom, tell her you watched Moto Triple X 100
I'm
Jump.
sorry, I had to do it. That was mean.
What's her name? Miss Hudson on Facebook?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't even have a mom.
She doesn't have Facebook, Nick. Come on.
Whose mom doesn't have Facebook?
That's true. They try to keep tabs on us youth.
Yeah. Like, Jane, no, I don't like that. Why'd you post that?
Yeah. Why'd you eat chain lube, Bryce? Or Jeff Scott? If that guy doesn't get cancer, I don't know who will.
He's gonna get all the cancer, but he probably won't actually. They're like those people that smoke and drink Diet Coke all their life.
And then they're fine, and then the guys that are vegan end up getting it.
They deserve it.
That's from all their sunscreen.
Yeah, possibly, huh?
Don't use it.
Don't use sunscreen.
No.
Just
Not into
try.
sunscreen.
No. Just don't get turned into a lobster. You'll be alright.
That's why you get tan.
Just don't go outside at all, ever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in California. It's easy to not burn.
Yeah, I'm pretty white. I don't think I need any sunscreen. I need a tan. I need as much sun as I can get.
Me and Clint were talking about that the other day. We get translucent about this time of year.
Translucent.
Yeah.
When you get to the upper elevations of Jersey and the flyover states.
Yeah. Is it still pretty cold out there right now, or is it warming up?
Dude, it was 70 a couple days ago, and it was 20-something when I woke up today.
Ooh, whack.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
It was 80 something the other day. I was outside for like 3 hours and got sunburned. And then now it was flurried all day.
Oh, that's a bummer. I think it was 76 degrees today.
Yeah.
That's
Sunday.
overrated.
Right.
That's lame. That's right in the middle. Nothing
Yeah,
exciting.
nothing exciting. I think I saw two clouds, maybe 3 clouds today.
Were they real or were they planes slaying them down?
They're probably chemtrails for sure. If I had to guess. I think they're keeping all the rain out of SoCal, trying to turn us into a drought and kill us all.
They haven't harped you so that they're not going to give you any water.
I think it's the truth. I don't know. They're up to something.
There you go. They fluorided you.
And on that note.
And on that note.
He just hangs up on us right there.
Yeah. No, that'd be the FBI cutting us off again.
See, he's setting us up, Clint, to hang up on us.
Yeah,
So-
getting close.
FYI, somebody said Bitcoin is now 7,935 for one Bitcoin.
Still, it's dropped. It went up to like 18, didn't it? It was like real high.
I don't know. I'd have been selling like a motherfucker.
Yeah, 79.4.
You got to ride it out.
You do. It's up. It's down. I don't know.
Like it hyped right for the new year because the investor dudes were like, yeah, because they were trying to crash it. That's my conspiracy theory.
Could be. I don't know. From what I've heard, it's just like it's a bidding war. Basically, the only people that are buying and selling it are the same people. So they're buying it and they're reselling it. Reselling it. You know, they're just kind of going back and forth. I don't really feel like it's new people buying in, but
Probably not.
again, what do I know? I'm not much of a cryptocurrency guy. I don't even have any real money to play with. So.
Dude, you got
So-
grip clean money. Don't fucking lie to
Hey.
us.
You got soap to trade. That's all you
Yeah, I don't have. It's not dirty money. Let me tell you that. It's all.
Ooh,
Oh,
shit.
That was gold. You should just shut the phone off right there.
That's it.
Go out on a high note.
All my money's clean. Grip clean.
All of it. All $4.50.
Oh, man, this guy's
Oh,
rich, Nick.
When another one, we're gonna be out here another hour.
No, it won't take him an hour to drink a beer. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, come on, Nick. Let's see if you can chug that thing before we hang up. Come
Yeah,
I can't. Can't.
Yeah.
I don't
do it.
on. End the show on a good note.
I've never been good at chugging beers, man. If Machine was here, he'd eat this beer.
Come on, it's not about machine. It's about you.
That's right. You are
this
the
is
machine.
Like, this is like motocross all over again.
You are the
I was
machine.
telling my wife,
It's like we're all hyped up from watching Moto Triple X. That's what they would do.
Yeah.
titties! Ah!
Hit it, Nick. Hit it.
That's it.
Send
That's all you
it.
get.
Send
He's
it.
gonna fake it.
Still gonna send it. And I just
He
pour it
will.
on my shoulder.
He
I
would-
told Christy, I go, freestyle is just pure pressure. That's the whole thing. It's like, not that people tell you to, but you want to do better than everybody. So you're always pushing yourself, but it's because everybody's there.
Yeah,
Because
it's
everybody's
like
watching you. Like,
if somebody else jumps something, you gotta jump it.
Yeah. And then the peer pressure is you want to be the first guy to jump it sometimes.
I don't.
yeah.
I'm like, you can jump it, but I'm gonna also jump it.
Yeah, and then be like, that wasn't a big deal.
Right. Yeah.
Easier than I
That's
thought.
funny.
All right.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for having me on the show, man. It's actually pretty cool to just chit-chat it up with some fellow motocross guys, talk some smack and chemtrails, like we said.
There
I
you
forgot
go.
all about the machine. I thought I was able to put those memories in the past.
You
but they
thought
brought
that
back
you
up.
had expunged that, but it's back.
Yeah, he'll haunt your dreams.
Back in
Probably
full
'cause-
force.
He knows where you live now. He'll be looking in your window.
Well, hopefully they didn't disclose my location. But
Yeah, we did. We
Where are you
sent him
going
a
to dinner? In
we
Marietta?
sent him a pin drop.
Sapporo Sushi. So if anybody wants to come on out, come on out.
Machine, Sapporo, sushi.
We just set up
He won't make it there in
Uber.
time, hopefully.
We just set up the machine in Uber, so he'll be there.
He'll be there.
Table for
I
three.
honestly feel like you guys are telling the truth.
Table for three.
That's
He
funny.
he doesn't need a seat. He'll stand right next to it.
Yeah.
I'll know exactly who it is.
He'll just stand there and hold your
Is he gonna wear
sake.
Is he gonna wear the mask?
Of course, that's the
He doesn't-
machine.
He doesn't leave the house without it.
He wouldn't be the machine without the mask.
His driver's license picture has the mask on.
Shut up.
Nah, he doesn't have a driver's license.
Ooh. Because he doesn't need one, he is a machine.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't follow the same rules as the rest of us.
Alright, this is usually how the end goes. We're actually,
Well, Bryce,
I'm shutting her down.
this was
Shut
a
her
good.
down.
This was a good podcast.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good views on this one. Who knows? And so the viewers can rewatch this, right? It'll be on your page on the Facebook, and they can watch it anytime. Like
It'll be on the Facebook and the YouTube.
And you can listen to it on all the podcast apps.
Ooh, this is serious. Cool.
Yeah, dude,
All
we're
right.
gonna fuck around. We invite you some shaky circus.
No, not at all.
We're kind of a big deal. This is number 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like almost a year in weeks.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe I can jump back on in a couple months. Hopefully, after X Games medal, we can talk about would be cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll tell you how about a gallon of grip clean weight.
Yes, sir. I'll put an extra little special note in there for you, Nick.
Ooh.
Dick pics coming my way.
I said note, not photo.
Just describe his dick.
Alright, I'm hanging up close.
Alright. He's gonna describe someone else's dick, Nick.
I'm out. I'm hanging
Don't lie to me.
Later.
Later.
Bryce.